What's up, guys, and in today's YouTube video we're going to be ranking every Gen 1 Pokemon on a tier list. Gen 1's my most familiar gen, but depending on how this video performs, I'll probably do the next generations, but without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to be going in the order that it gives me, which I'm pretty sure is each evolutionary line, and then their Mega, if they have a Mega. Pretty straightforward, S being the best, F being the worst, and then everything in between. But no, let's get into this one. Alright, Bulbasaur. I think might be my least favorite Gen 1 starter, but that doesn't say a lot because every Gen 1 starter is really fucking good. I think default starters will be B, or if I like them more, then they'll go to A or S. I don't think any of the starters, especially Gen 1, should be anything under B, so we're gonna give Bulbasaur B. Now, Ivysaur, on the other hand, I think is my favorite out of the evolutionary line for Bulbasaur, so that's a solid A. Venusaur, honestly, underwhelming. It's literally just a fat Bulbasaur with a flower coming out of its back. That's just going to be a solid B. But Mega Venusaur, on the other hand, now the flower is pink and a lot taller. That shit's awesome. Charmander, my favorite Gen 1 starter. And then follows up with Charmeleon and Badass Charizard are all just A tier. Now, my first S tier. Mega Charizard, the blue one. I don't remember the X or Y, but I just know the blue Mega Charizard fucking sick. And then this doesn't really do much to Charizard. Gives him longer horns and a more detailed set of wings. Just because it's a Mega, it's getting an A, but if it was just a regular Pokemon or something, it'd probably be a B. Squirtle, B tier. Wartortle, B tier. Blastoise, A tier. Mega Blastoise, B tier. Caterpie, for the jokes, this is an A tier Pokemon. Now Metapod. I think Metapod's cool. It's just fucking boring. I'm not gonna lie. Both PvP. I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure one of its only moves in Metapod stage is fucking Harden. That's a C. And then Butterfree turns right back around into an A tier Pokemon. Now my favorite out of because Caterpie and Weedle, their like evolutionary line, are supposed to be very similar. I think Weedle, I like Beedrill more than Butterfree, but I don't like, Metapod over Kakuna and shit like that. But anyways, we're gonna put Weedle at C. I think it's a mid design. Kakuna at C, mid design. Beedrill is fucking awesome. That's an A tier. And Mega Beedrill just amplifies what Beedrill already is. Pidgey's absolute peak, S tier. And then I think this is Pidgeot and then Pidgeotto. Or no, I think it's Pidgeotto and then Pidgeot. Well, whatever it is, B tier, B tier, A tier. Rattata, fucking useless Pokemon, not a good design. Raticate makes them a bit cooler, B tier in my humble opinion. Now Sparrow, fuck Sparrow, because Sparrow delivered me my favorite scene out of all of Indigo League, which I'll play on the screen right now.
Spearows, do you know who I am? I'm Ash from the town of Pallet. I'm destined to be the world's #1 Pokemon Master. I can't be defeated by the likes of you. I'm going to capture and defeat you all. You hear me? Pikachu, go inside the Pokeball. It's the only way.
So, I guess I gotta give him his credits because it's really Ash's first battle, technically. So, I'll give it B tier. And then follows up with, I think this Pokemon's name is Pharaoh, which I don't really like too much, C tier. Ekans, my favorite snake Pokemon in all of Pokemon. Ekans is a solid A. And then Arbok is also just another solid A. This is gonna seem poser as fuck, but I really, really like Pikachu. And then Raichu is just a step up into S. So right now we have 3 S's: Mega Charizard, Pidgey, and Raichu. Sandshrew, another one of my absolute favorites. This is an A tier Pokemon. We have not came up on any utterly dogshit Pokemon yet, but I am not trying to foreshadow when I say this F tier will be full. Now, Sandslash, which is just Sandshrew, but cooler. Another A tier Pokemon. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Slightly less fuck you. Slightly less fuck you. You're pretty cool. Alright. I get these two fucked up, so I'm not going to try with their names. B tier, C tier. Vulpix. Vulpix, I think, is better when it's in its other form where it's like snowy. So I can't really judge the Gen 1 without being a little biased. C tier. Ninetales, on the other hand, sick Pokemon. Jigglypuff, our next S tier. I fuck with Jigglypuff so hard, and Wigglytuff is honestly such a downgrade. That's a C tier Pokemon. Hate these two so much. They fuck me so hard in the games. It's like you're in like pretty much any caved area in any of the Pokemon games, and you just run into a Zubat. Such a disappointment. Oddish, Peak, Ass, Peak, Extra Peak, Meowth, solid B. Persian, I like Persian more than Meowth. Some people, I really don't agree with that opinion. Psyduck, one of my favorite Pokemons, that's an S tier. Golduck coming, it's a downgrade, but it's not a bad Pokemon, but considering the downgrade, it's a C tier. Mankey, one of my favorites, always been, along with his second evolved stage. Now, Growlithe and Arcanine. Growlithe is an A, but Arcanine is an S. There's a huge jump in between Growlithe and Arcanine. Poliwag, Poly, and Poly. I love the Poly so much. Now, I think my favorite evolutionary trio of Gen 1. Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam. Alakazam is one of my favorite Pokemon. I have so many of the cards, shit like that. I'll put a photo up on screen. And then Mega Alakazam, I think, is kind of a downgrade, so it's just gonna sit at an A, but still good no matter what. I think my second favorite evolutionary line out of all of Gen 1, Machoke, which I like more than Machamp. I think Machoke is getting an S. And then Machamp, A. I fucking hate those Pokemon. On the other hand, these two are awesome. Geodude, B tier. I mean, cool concept, but it's nothing crazy. And then Graveler and Golem are similar. They're cool, but nothing special. And then Ponyta and Rapidash, they're C tier Pokemon. I don't really fuck with them too hard. Slowbro, on the other hand, one of my favorites. Slowpoke, sorry. That's an A tier. Now Slowbro. And I don't know if it's Slowking now, or that might be their Mega. That's Mega. I don't know. I'm getting these confused a little bit. And then I also hate these with a burning passion. Farfetch'd, on the other hand, that's an S tier Pokemon. Doduo, B tier. Dodrio, A tier. And then the Seal Pokemon, so boring. I also hate Grimer and Muck. Alolan Muck, on the other hand, is a solid B tier Pokemon. Shelder, cool, nothing too crazy. Forget this fucker's name because of how forgettable he is. Ghastly though, A. S tier is going to Haunter. Haunter's sick, and then Gengar I think is so stupidly overrated. He's a B tier Pokemon. And then you have Mega Gengar, which takes, what you have from this mediocrity and then makes it badass. This is one of my favorite Megas. Onix, another one of my favorites. I want to give it S, but I feel like I'm being a little generous with my S tier Pokemon here. So it's an A. And then Drowsy and Hypno. I really don't like Drowsy at all, but Hypno I think is pretty cool. And then Krabby and Crab King, I don't fucking know. Voltorb and Electrode though, I really like this one, and I think this one's okay. The fucking eggs, C tier. The eggs again, C tier. Cubone, fucking awesome sauce. And Marowak, also awesome sauce. Now the Hitmons, the two Hitmons for this generation. I like Hitmonlee a little less than I like Hitmonchan, but by a little less, I mean Hitmonchan is in my S. Like, one of my favorite Pokemon. In a video you guys will be seeing some point in the near future, I will be ranking my favorite Pokemon from each gen. Hint, hint, Hitmonchan is up there. Then Lickitung, B tier. I almost called him fucking Weezer, but no, I completely forget some Pokemon's names at times. And then Rhydon, I think this is Rhydon, solid B tier. And then Rhyperior, I think I'm getting these wrong. And then Chansey, C tier. Tangela, C tier. Kangaskhan, C tier, but Kangaskhan Mega makes everything so much better. That's an A. Horsey, C tier, but Kingdra, A tier. Goldeen, so annoying, along with its Evo. Fuck Misty for a second. Mr. Mime, C tier. Scyther, holy S. Scyther is one of my favorite Pokemon. Scyther is absolute peak. It's just so, like, badass. You literally take a flying bug with fucking razors for arms. Like, that's sick. Jinx, ass, ass, ass. Slightly less ass. Worse. Tauros, A tier. Magikarp, B tier. Fucking Gyarados. Gyarados is sick, A tier. And Mega Gyarados just amplifies it, S tier. Lapras, one of my favorites. That's a B tier Pokemon. Now we're in the final stretch. Ditto. You're fucking annoying in Pokemon Go. Eevee. Eevee is not better than the Evolutions. That's a B tier Pokemon. Vaporeon. No further explanation. Jolteon, B tier. Flareon, C tier, being the weakest of the three in Gen 1 in my opinion. Porygon, I think it's a boring Pokemon. And then also just more boring Pokemon. Although I like Kabuto and Kabutops a lot. They're some of my favorites. Then Aerodactyl, B tier. Mega Aerodactyl, B tier. Snorlax, F tier. I'm being a little biased. Snorlax isn't that bad. He's a C tier. Now, on to the final stretch. The legendary bird and every form of Mewtwo and Mew. And then Dragonite and Dratini and Dragonair. Okay. Articuno. My least favorite out of the legendary birds. C tier. Zapdos. My favorite of the legendary birds. A tier. Moltres. My second favorite of the legendary birds. B tier. Dratini. Cool Pokemon. C tier. Dragonair, cool Pokemon, but I don't really know how I feel on if Dragonair is better than Dratini or other way around. I think they're really equal. Dragonite, solid B tier. Now, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, Mewtwo. Mewtwo in himself, A tier. Mewtwo Mega X, I think. It's a B tier. Now, my favorite Mewtwo Mega Y, S tier. Perfect. I love this design. And last but definitely not least, we have Mew. I don't know how to feel about Mew, because, like, on one hand, he seems like he should be an A or B, but, like, Mew's also just a really, like, basic Pokemon. I don't like basic. Like when you look at my list, most of the shit I have in, I guess it won't let me put it away, but most of the shit I have in F and C are, like, just basic Pokemon, like fucking Weeping Bell and, like, Seal and Grimer and shit. Pokemon that are boring as fuck. And then, you know, the higher we get are the more unique Pokemon. Mew is literally just a flying pink Ditto. I think the fairest rating I can give it is B tier. Well, without further ado, see you guys in the next one.